Hard Rock Lunchbox.
What is up, everybody? It's time for yet another Thursday edition of the Hard Rock Lunchbox. Arguably the best editions of the Hard Rock Lunchbox, but probably not the best edition of Thursdays. But we're in a very special Thursday. Why is it a special Thursday, you ask? Because Monday's a national holiday. So basically, we are the new Friday. Yeah! Damn applause button. Thursdays are the new Fridays here on the Hard Rock Lunchbox. What's up, everybody? I gotta tell you, I feel so goddamn good. I got through one of the most stressful weekends I've ever had in my entire life, and I am here to talk about it, which means I win. Everybody, let's go! I swear to God, I don't even know how to turn half this shit off. Let me get... There we go. Everybody's going. Oh, well, there we are. All right, cool. Yeah, I did it. All right. Oh, man. Looks like everybody's going to be that kind of mood in the chat today. All right, 99WNRR.com. If you want to be part of the conversation. Apparently, we're already hating on the 4th of July. I don't know, man. I got a paid holiday, and that shit, like, never happened. So, like, yay for me. I'm happy about it. Why is that not going on? What is going on? Just not wanting to do it. Right. I still got to figure out if it's the mouse, but I'm just too goddamn lazy. Yeah. Big weekend. Big personal victory weekend for me, so I'd like to thank me very much for that, for starters. And I'd like to thank all of you that participated in the Razorblade Diaries event. It was a lot of fun. I consider it successful, but I'm going to asterisk that, and we can talk about that asterisk in a little bit. But it was really great to see everybody that did come out, and I super appreciate everybody that made it and made it possible. It was definitely weighing on me a lot. I was like, I think I mentioned last week, like I was literally having nightmares about it, like those literal, actual math final exam nightmares. Like I had that, like I was in my junior high school, like by my locker, and I don't even know who it was like, yo, your math final is going on. I was like, I didn't realize that was today. Like literally having that exact dream. It was the most cliche dream I have ever had in my entire life. At least one that I can remember, but that's okay. I am not getting any love from this button here. Is it this? I can't tell if it's the mouse or if it's the... Is it this? We can just do this all day. Now listen. Also, I just want to get something, like, very clear. Like, I just want to make no illusions about something. Craving Strange is putting out a brand new song tomorrow. It's called It's Always a No. And if you ask me if I have it and I'm going to play it today, I have one and only one answer for you, and that would be... It's always a no! No, see, I don't have it for you. See, like... You know how long it took me to set that up? Do you have any idea how long that took? It's always a no! Yes. Oh, man. Hey, Supreme Court, what do you think about women's rights? It's always a no! I might actually have to make a thing out of this. Just to... how about, like, EPA protection? It's always a no! Yeah, all right. Hey, do you want to come see my band next weekend? It's always a no! Yeah, see, we can have fun with this all day. I definitely need to make that one of these buttons. Oh, man. Cracking myself up from noon to 2 here on the Hard Rock Lunchbox. Right? Like, isn't that how we do things here? It's always a no! Oh, thanks, Jimmy. All right. I just have to cue that up. Just keep that queued up for the entire show. Because if I do that, do you think the show will be any good?
So is a no!
Yeah, see, I get way too many uses out of this already. Oh, man. Yeah, speaking of G in the chat, she tried to send me a promo. She apparently worked on a promo. I'm going to assume, honestly, that it's for the show next week. But I don't know. She tried to send it to me, and she said the file was too big, which automatically scared the ever-loving shit out of me because I have no idea what's coming this general direction. And I can only thank the good people over at Google for protecting me from such a promo, and I never thought I'd say that. I think G will figure it out how to either compress it or do a shorter promo. I'm just assuming the promo is like 27 minutes long and like in high def. And I love to kid G because I can. It's just fun for me. So what do we got going on? Today is the 30th of June, making it, generally speaking, the last Thursday of June, although the Supreme Court could rule against that at any moment. So, blah, 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 brand new, Top 20 is out today, and this week DJ isn't sure what to expect with the upcoming live recording of the Razorblade Diaries, although I have a pretty good idea now, but he's ready to figure it out together. Also on today's show, Sea Breezes and Guinness with Jesus Christ himself, becoming instantly cool like Boyle, Charles Boyle, and the huge early influence of Juliana Hatfield. Another round of Do I Like It? The impact of Chord and Spark in songwriting, singing, and sound. TNT on the table. So much. It's unbelievable we fit it into 20 minutes, and we didn't. It's longer than 20 minutes. So it's like the top 24. Check it out on Stranger TV. Give it a watch. Give it a like. Give it a... I don't even know what we do anymore. While you're there, feel free to stop by Bacon Is My Podcast and check out the full interview with Deepfall and The Hire. That's from the So What Festival. Full interview with Deer Spring also. They have a tasting with Felicity is on there. Becky Kovac is senior executive of Big Picture Media. She's also up for 7 questions. So Bacon Is My Podcast, basically just pumping out show after show over there. Please watch them and subscribe and like and all that other good stuff that you do over at Stranger TV. Upcoming shows. We're off this weekend, thank goodness, but the following weekend, the 8th and 9th, Revel 9 is going to be super busy. Friday, July 8th, we're going to be at 89 North supporting our good friends in Craving Strange. Giovanna will also be there for a set, as will Mickey Licks, who, if you check out on Facebook, apparently Mickey Licks is having his show, and the rest of us are all just lucky to be a part of it, which is the exact same fucking problem I told Dave Black about when he was playing on our show. I hate that kind of stuff. Stop doing it. It pisses people off every single time, but yet nobody listens to me, so go ahead and keep pissing people off. See how well that does. So far to date, every single musician that I have spoken to about that sort of behavior is bothered by it. So good luck finding other shows that aren't yours. Just saying. And then we're on to Queens Rock Fest, which will be the next day. It's in the Forest Hills Band Shell. It is a free show. It runs all afternoon, I think from like noon on. I will say it looks very nicely stacked in the middle. If you're so inclined to check out some rock, you got Reality Suite and then Orin, and then we're right after them, and then there's bands on either side of that. But if it's going to be a nice day, it's going to be a great day to see some music. So feel free to check that out. Like I said, it's free. It's all ages. Forest Hills Band Shell. Really nice place to see a show. If you haven't been, it's really nice. It's like benches. It's a really nice, honest-to-God band shell. It looks like the one in Heckscher. Kind of like the one at Jones Beach, but like not at the beach. So, but it's nice. Check that out. If you want any details, feel free to go to revel9.com/shows, I think. But just click on shows. All the information is there, and you can always just check us out on Facebook. And we'll get you all that information. And then I don't know if our October show has actually officially been announced yet, but that's so goddamn far away. I don't have to announce it. What do you think of that? So I think that takes care of all my basic nonsense. So just kind of briefly, I wasn't really going to touch so much upon what the Supreme Court is doing with the lack of respect for women and women's rights. I talked about it, I think, a great deal when the leaked version of Alito's majority opinion came out, a month, maybe 2 at this point ago, and I did point out, not to be a dick, but that this was not a surprise. This was a stated goal of the Republican Party for the past 20 years. It's been something I've been aware of my entire adult life. I've read a lot about it. I've read a lot about what's been going on in the states. You're hearing a lot about, like, trigger laws and stuff going on in the 13 states. Like, this is not new. Like, this is something that was knowable, and this is going to sound very dick, but I want you to just hear what I'm going to say. Like, if you didn't know this, then it's on you and you aren't paying attention. Like, let that be a sign and a symbol of significance of how not paying attention you were. And that's fine. Life is very busy and there's a lot of other things going on, but part of the goal of a lot of political manipulation is to keep you busy and to keep you distracted so you can't see. Like, if you're busy watching this, you just can't see what this hand is doing. And, like, that's an effective way of doing politics. Like, it's tried and true, man. People have been doing it for generations. So I just want you to know that if you are surprised that this happened, it's because you weren't paying attention. And I would like that to be a lesson to you to maybe start paying attention going forward. Because one of the things we have to worry about, if you're into this sort of thing and protecting reproductive freedom, one of the things you need to concern yourself with is that this is still the stated goal of the Republican Party as it stands today. And all those states, they keep sending people to Congress, right? Like, that's still happening. And so one of the things you really need to concern yourself with is if and when, I think it's when, the Republicans take control of the House of Representatives, which is going to be super likely in the midterms, and possibly even in the Senate. I'll tell you why that's not so likely in a few minutes. But if they do happen to take over at least the House and possibly the Senate, the very first thing they are going to do, H.R. 1 and S.1, are going to be national referendums and national bans on abortion. I just mark my words. If I'm wrong, then I'll tell you that I'm wrong. But I do not believe that there is any way that is not the first thing they're going to do. And the only thing that's going to stop it is the fact that President Biden is going to veto it, and the Republicans will never take 60 seats in the Senate. There's just no way, so they won't be able to override that. However, and that's not something they can change. A veto override is not something you can just change with like what they're talking about with the filibuster, like where the Senate can change its own rules. The veto is actually part of the Constitution. The Senate can't just change that. But that's going to happen, and then in 2024, when I fully expect a Republican to take the White House, if the situation in the House and the Senate remain the same, that law will get signed, and then there will be a national ban. And then states like New York and California and Washington, Oregon, and New Jersey, and Connecticut will actually have a choice they have to make. Because, as nobody in my listening audience should remember, when they passed like all the Voting Rights Act and stuff like 1964, and the Supreme Court upheld it, the southern states still did nothing. They didn't abide by that law. So I would fully expect that if that does sweep in, New York, California, Oregon, and Washington, and Jersey, and Connecticut, and probably even Massachusetts will basically tell the government to go fuck themselves and just keep abortion legal anyway. And, like, what are you going to do about it? Like, we pretty much pay for the entire country. How about we start withholding some, I don't know, taxes and stuff like that? Anyway, that's something to keep an eye on. If you heard it here first, that's a little disturbing, but if you heard it here first, at least now you've heard it. So now you know what to watch out for. So we have an upcoming election here in New York where Lee Zeldin, who is a complete and utter scumbag, is actually running for governor, and he just won the Republican primary. And he thought it was a good time to make jokes about his lieutenant governor, who happens to be a woman, and the fact that she likes Frankenberry, because honestly, that's the big issue we got here, Lee. He's also a super, super Trump supporter, so he's going to have a ton of support here on Long Island, and probably not so much in the city and the rest. So I'm not super worried about it. I just want to point out you're going to see a lot of Zeldin for governor signs, and if you see that, think worse and less of those people, because not only are they Trump supporters, but Lee Zeldin is no Donald Trump, and that is just something like in and of itself. But I don't think Trump is going to run in 2024. I think it's going to be DeSantis. And currently, the way the landscape looks, I think DeSantis is going to win in a landslide because he's not Trump and he's not Biden. And I was saying this to my son not just the other day. I think like our best shot, like I think now's the time to go three points with Bernie Sanders and just like throw him up and let's see what he can do, because I can't think of anybody that could take on DeSantis right now. Now, granted, it's 2 years away, so I could be wrong. But just keep your eye on that abortion thing, because if you think we're done, then you're going to get fucked again, because this is what's coming next. Make no mistake, this is what's coming next. It has nothing to do with rights. It has nothing to do with women. I mean, other than controlling them and keeping them under everybody's thumb. It has to do with a lot of just ideology and activist judges, things the right has been bitching about for years. They finally just leaned into it, and that's what they did. And if you don't think that's true, then just check out the court case in Washington State where they let the high school football coach pray on the 50-yard line with his football team, because that's his right to do. Because you know how cool football players are. Like, one of them tried to leave, like Ahmed tried to leave, and maybe even Mustafa was like, hey man, can we pray to my God on the 50-yard line? And all the white kids are like, you want to talk about religious freedom? Just remember, this is not a Christian country. You just are free to be a Christian in it, like all the other religions. And if you could stop fucking up the Establishment Clause, I think we'd be a lot better off. Just my opinion. And you don't have to believe anything I say. But if you do have any questions, definitely let me know. If you have anything negative to say, normally I would send you over to Monty at cravingstrange.net, but honestly, I'm at a point where I'll take all your negative comments. You want to go toe-to-toe on this thing? I'll talk to you ad nauseum, because you are incorrect. I mean, yes, you can definitely make an argument that Roe v. Wade was on shaky ground anyway, because it's not in the Constitution. Really want to do that, but you're also violating almost 50 years of precedent, something that the entire legal system of not only the United States but most of the Western world is built in. It's called stare decisis, and it's a famous phrase for a goddamn reason. And if you just throw that out the window because you don't like it, makes you a huge asshole. And that's exactly what they just packed the court with. You saw all those people. Oh, that's what I was saying about the Senate. So Susan Collins from Maine, she is somebody that voted, she's a Republican, and she has now voted several times to confirm the 3 Republican judges. And she actually put out a press release saying that's, I think it was Gorsuch, or maybe Comey Barrett had basically lied to her, saying that she wasn't going to, or Kavanaugh, it was Kavanaugh, said, it was basically settled law. And he said that in his confirmation hearing. And if you can't spot a lie, seriously, what kind of human being are you? Seriously, watch a YouTube video. If you can't spot that kind of lie, I mean, dude, seriously, how many lies do you need to be told before you can actually see one? So hopefully the good people of Maine will actually have had enough of her, and Susan Collins can go packing, because she's absolutely worthless. As a moderate, she's fine, but seriously, if you're going to be a leader and you can be lied to like that, you're a moron and we don't need you in. At least the ideologues, they've said it forever. Ron Johnson, what's he out of Missouri or whatever? He's a big dumb fuck, but man, he is right out in the open about it. Okay, that's fine. And the other thing to kind of realize is that almost half the country feels this way. I mean, I know you'll see your polls and all that other stuff, but you need to remember one very important thing. If you are opposed to what's going on in politics right now, it's because half the country doesn't agree with you. These are the people that used to be smart enough to be stupid and be quiet about it, and now they have a voice because now they have a leader, and now they have friends, so they think they're right. There is nothing to be gained by what the Supreme Court has done this term in anything, in absolutely anything. In fact, the only thing that they did throw in Biden's way is the ability to not keep migrants in Mexico. And the reason we can't do that is because Mexico, if you don't know this, is its own goddamn country. We actually don't have authority over Mexico. And it was a very simple case because we don't own Mexico. I mean, yeah, we took a lot of it. But that was then, and that was a manifest destiny. That wasn't shady. That was manifest. I'm just saying. It was. And if you don't know what manifest destiny is, man, just go back to 8th grade. Oh, it's done. Oh, man. Gotta love it. But yeah, I don't want to say that we're at war, people, but we have a war of ideologies, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But I look at it like this, very simply, with the Roe v. Wade stuff and the overturning. unless you're busy posting on Facebook or tweeting or from Instagram or whatever it is you do in your spare time, unless you're doing it from outside the foster home that you are running or from the women's health clinic that you're like helping, these pregnant young women take care of, or if you're just at the taxation office, like giving up more of your money because all these women that can't afford to have these kids are going to be on welfare soon. Like, unless you're doing that, then I think you should shut up about how precious life is, because you're obviously not doing any work to help out whatsoever. Like, life is precious. Take care of it. Like, do a better job around here. You can't tell me how precious life is while you're letting, like, Mexican babies starve on the border. Like, how precious is life? How precious is white life? Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, I see. That's what's precious to you. No, what's precious to you is control and power and making everybody bow down to your Christian law. I'm a good Christian. I'm a better Christian than most because I've actually read the Bible. I understood it. I have spoken to the man himself several times. Yeah, he didn't answer all the time, but he did answer a couple times, and he told me I was right. So who are you going to believe? Anyway, I could talk and talk and talk and ruin my entire show. I think we all know I'm capable of that. Do we know? Jimmy, are we capable of that? Am I capable of ruining this show?
It's always a no.
Jimmy's always got my back. I really do appreciate that. All right, I'm going to start us off with some music so I can shut the hell up and you can get back to your life and try and have a good Thursday without me ruining it. Again.